Welcome to this business opportunity webinar for LifeVantage, a company at the forefront of nutrigenomics and biohacking. Not everyone is familiar with these terms. Nutrigenomics is the science of how nutrition and naturally occurring compounds affect our genes, and biohacking is using the information we learn through nutrigenomics and applying it in a specific way to optimize the body, mind, and performance. This webinar will show you how you can revolutionize your income by sharing information about our biohacking and nutrigenomic products to build a customer base and distribution team. My name is Lisa Sauer. I'm a registered nurse, a mum, business owner, and nutrigenomics educator. I was introduced to this company by my younger sister, who knows my passion for health and wellness. I was hugely skeptical at first. I had not been taught what oxidative stress was through my uni degree, and so I had to do a lot of research. I researched the company, the product, and I researched oxidative stress, which I now know is cellular damage, or some of you may know it as free radical damage. High levels of this in the body are directly linked with everything that you don't want, and the technological world we're living in exposes us to higher levels of it than ever before. So by the time I finished researching and listening to doctors talking about why they joined the business, I got super excited. I became a nurse to help people live their healthiest lives. So I immediately started sharing this information with people because the science and the research that backs it are simply amazing. But 3.5 years later, I am more excited than ever before. This product does what it says it does. It helps people, and I have seen lives changed for the better. So my first 3 years in this business have been very product focus heavy, but I've seen firsthand the power of this industry, and I know the timing about opportunity and what that means for everyone hearing about this right now. We have products and an opportunity which can help people face the two biggest problems that they face in life, which is health and money. So what is MLM or network marketing? Well, it's a business system where people share information about products and or the business opportunity with other people. The people sharing this information or hearing about this information make a decision to become either a customer, a business builder, or neither. And during that process of sharing, a distribution network is built and the company pays you for the network volume that you built. So here are some examples of a few big network marketing companies that you may be familiar with. Avon, Amway, Herbalife. Now take a look at the numbers of these companies. Amway last year did $9 billion in sales. Avon did $6 billion and Herbalife did $5 billion, of which 40% was paid out to the people who actually built the networks behind them. These are just 3 examples of over 1,800 network marketing companies which exist. And think about this, over 1,800 network marketing companies, what should that tell you? The industry works, or there wouldn't be that many. And just these 3 represent $20 billion, of which 40%, so approximately $8 billion, has been paid out to their distributors. So there are definitely people making money in this industry. Imagine for a second, if you were given the chance to go back in time and be the first person in Amway in 1959 or Avon back in 1886, if you were given the chance to be first one time, knowing how big these companies have grown and what it would do for you financially to be a part of them, would you do it? The industry is an avenue for you to generate additional income. To create a plan B, it's something you add as a sideline, a part-time gig, or you can take it full-time depending on your life circumstances and goals. Either way, we know it works, but we also know that not all companies are created equal. So how can you stack the odds in your favor? Well, if you're going to spend valuable time building a business, you want to be sure you're in the right company. Over the last 4 years, I've studied top leaders and top companies, and what I've found is there are 4 key criteria which must be met in order to determine if a company constitutes a good opportunity or not. Number 1 is timing. This is crucial. Don't even consider joining a company unless you are going to be first in your market. Number 2 is the product. It must be something people need, want, like, 30-day consumable, unique with little to no competition. Number 3 is the income, the comp plan. A fair and lucrative compensation plan is vital. Instead of money being paid only to people at the top, the money has to be paid to people in the beginning and middle stages of building the business. You've got to be able to make money in this. Number 4 is the mentorship. You absolutely must have access to mentorship. You've got to have access to people who know how to make money, how to achieve what you want to do, and are willing to show you step by step by step how to make it work. So let's take a closer look at these criteria. When we talk about timing, this is what we call the S-curve growth chart, and all companies go through this. They start at what we call the ground floor, and then they build up momentum, and they head into a concept called critical mass before finishing right up there at the top. But can you read that up there at the top? What does it say? Too late. Because you see, that's half the problem. The issue is that's where your friends join in. Too late. And the secret to making money is that you've got to join at the beginning. But the question is, what's your beginning? Well, statistically speaking, the beginning of these network marketing companies is the first 150,000 distributors per country. Statistically, that's your ground floor. But what I love about LifeVantage is that we're publicly traded. We're on the NASDAQ. So you can look at our numbers today, and when you do this, you'll find that LifeVantage has less than 80,000 distributors, but that's in the world. So my question to you is this: if the first 150,000 distributors per country is your ground floor, and we have 80,000 in the world, where are we at with timing? No one knows about this. In fact, the odds of you sitting here hearing this information right now are like a 0.00012% chance. So let's talk about product. The product is made up of 5 natural plant ingredients, 5 herbs. When these herbs are synergistically combined, they activate this pathway in the body called NRF2. When that pathway is lit up, it protects the body against oxidative stress. In fact, we have American research which clinically proves it reduces oxidative stress, aka the bad stuff in the body, by an average of 40% in as short as a 30-day window. And we said 100% of people, in fact 100% of mammals, would see those results. Sound crazy? Well, the scientific community, who know exactly what oxidative stress can do, but who have not been able to find a way to reduce it, when this claim was made, a lot of people called us crazy. News media all over the states called us crazy. NBC 2020, they all hit us up. In fact, ABC Investigative News, one of the largest news stations in the states, contacted us and said this whole thing is a scam. In fact, we want to come do an investigation and bust you on a national platform. And the company said, show up. So they sent their lead investigator to our office to take a blood test on national news. And the easiest way for me to explain the product, the easiest way for you to understand the power of what we have in our hands is to show you the investigation that made national news. But while you're looking at this investigation, consider 2 things. 1, this investigation hit the news in 2005. So since then, there's been 13 years of federally funded medical research that's been conducted, backs, and confirms what we have. And secondly, think about the money that's in this. Since we're at the beginning, the masses don't know about this yet. It's new health technology, a way of biohacking the body with the knowledge learned through the study of nutrigenomics. It's new, it's groundbreaking, and it's the way of the future. Kind of like Microsoft back in 1982. It was a revolutionary concept, and it took a while to catch on. But if you'd invested $1,000 back then, today it would be worth nearly $10 million for every $1,000 investment.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. I can record, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. This is a pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
And it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how they can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me? Well, perhaps. It turns out there is some other promising evidence that seems to back up Dr. McCord's findings. That evidence comes from mice that have been genetically engineered to produce more catalase, one of the enzymes that Protandim increases. The researcher, Dr. Douglas Wallace of the University of California at Irvine, says it had a remarkable effect.
We found that they live, in fact, about 20% longer, which is about a fifth of a lifespan.
He believes that with better techniques, human lifespan can eventually be extended too.
We might be able to increase the lifespan of a mammal by 50%. And of course, if that was a human being, then that might be in the order of 130 to 150 years.
The scientific evidence is there. The pieces seem to make sense. The question is, does this translate into something that humans can take advantage of?
So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic.
There's a huge human experience with each of these ingredients. They've been used often in traditional medicine in India and China and many other cultures, in some cases centuries and centuries.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these, strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, depression, Alzheimer's disease, depression.
Dr. James Crapo with the National Jewish Medical Center in Denver is also researching Protandem for the company.
Are you saying that this could be a cure-all? You're looking at something that will have a small impact, but an important impact.
We make no claims about curing any disease or preventing any disease. We hope that when enough studies are done, perhaps such claims might be able to be made in the future.
Clinical studies to assess Protandem in both diabetes and heart disease should start in 3 to 4 months. But what about everyone's old nemesis, aging itself? Well, it's all about balance between the good antioxidants and those toxic free radicals.
And if we can tip that back, we may reduce some of the bad side effects of aging. Why my skin is different than that of a baby, for example. That's a very obvious part of the aging process. Will this prevent wrinkles? But you don't want to make false claims. Sure. But could it produce wrinkles? It's always possible.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would. I can't guarantee it's going to extend your life. I can't guarantee it's going to eliminate any diseases or cure any diseases.
But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. And I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old to find out that I should have taken it.
You see, ABC News, that's like our current affair on 60 Minutes. They go for the meat, they dig up the dirt. It wasn't just some clip you see on YouTube or a commercial advertisement. It's a third-party investigative news piece conducted on a national platform, and they came to completely discredit and shred the company apart. But you saw that investigation. Was it negative or positive? If you remember, we claimed a 40% drop within the 30-day window, but ABC News wouldn't even give us 30 days. They only gave us 2 weeks. They were hoping that the results wouldn't come close and they could say, well, this is what the company claims, but this is what we've seen. But do you remember what the reporters' results were? Just 45% in 2 weeks. That was huge. So the next logical question would be, what's been done since? Well, since that news piece caught the attention of medical and scientific community all over the world, there were already a few thousand research articles on oxidative stress, but now, over 13 years later, there are over 190,000 research papers on oxidative stress. There are more than 10,000 Tier 1 peer-reviewed studies on that NRF2 pathway, and there are 24 studies on the Protandem blend, not just the individual ingredients, but the blend itself. That's huge. You see, for one study to be published on the National Institute of Health, we're talking big dollars to fund and years to develop. The rapid rise in research in those areas, we're talking millions, if not billions of dollars in additional research being conducted. So guys, if there is that type of money and attention being laser focused on what we're discussing, do you think we should be paying attention? And who could use this product? I mean, who do you know who ages? Who do you know who could do with more energy, better sleep, help with anxiety, or a general improvement in their health and well-being? And thinking in terms of money and business, we're talking about nutrigenomics, about using that knowledge specifically to create a positive biohacking experience within the body. And while Protandem is the company's flagship product, it is by no means their only product. The company is revolutionizing health and wellness. Supplementation is the candlestick in terms of health technology. Activation is the light bulb. It is literally the way of the future. Health and wellness is a $3.4 trillion industry, and this company and its products are positioned as leaders in the new way of thinking, looking, and performing at their best. We have no competition. We're not a vitamin, no one does what we do, and we have 14 US and international patents, so no one can copy us. So when you look at our product, it's unique with no competition. It's category creating. It's revolutionary new health technology that's been backed by research. It's affordable, natural, 30-day consumable, and we have a huge customer retention rate because our products do what they say they do. When people feel good, when they understand the valuable health benefits, they continue to take the product. So we've got timing on our side. We've got an incredible product, but what about the compensation plan? What about the money? Well, not many people understand that there are two ways you can generate income. There's a concept called linear, and there's a concept called leverage. Linear income is what most people do. You go to work, you work an hour, you get paid in dollars for the hours you work. The problem is if you don't go to work long term, what happens? Well, you don't get paid. And this type of income is capped. You can only work so many hours each week. So working longer hours or asking for a higher hourly rate of pay, they are the only ways that you can earn additional income. You work 40, 50, 60 years in the hope to retire, but the problem is most people can't save enough money to do that. In fact, recent statistics have shown 95% of people are not able to retire at the age 65. 52% will work till they die, and 33% will live off government pensions. There is a better way. It's called leveraged income. Leveraged income in network marketing works like this. As you build your team, you are creating distribution networks. You are paid for the volume that flows through your business, along with other bonuses that the company provides in the compensation plan. The power of leverage lies in the fact that you can only work so many hours each week on your own, but your earning capacity is dramatically increased as your team grows because you earn a percentage of your team's business efforts too. This is a fair system. The compensation plan encourages you and your new team members to succeed, which is mutually beneficial. It doesn't mean that your team are stuck at a rank underneath you. They can rank advance past you and achieve greater success if they put in more work than you do, and this is exactly how it should be, fair and equitable. Leveraged income is powerful, and many successful businesses use it daily. You can build leveraged income by buying gas stations, hotels, restaurants, a large number of investment properties. In a restaurant, for example, you use leverage when you buy your restaurant, find your employees and managers, you build your pyramid, you step out and let them work and make you money. But why can't the average person buy a hotel chain or a restaurant? A business partner of mine was looking at a franchise in 2013, and it was going to cost her about $2.1 million to buy in. It was a franchise called McDonald's. But that's why people like your Warren Buffetts and your Robert Kiyosaki's endorse this industry, because it gives the average person the ability to build the exact same type of leveraged income without investing millions. And it can be built by working hard for 2 to 5 years. Would you rather a 40, 50, 60-year time span or a 2 to 5 year time span? So let's look at the income disclosure statement. This is how powerful leveraged income can be. This is our company's income disclosure. And as we're a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, we can show you what we paid out last year with full transparency. This income disclosure statement shows you the monthly average paid out to distributors at the various ranks that are listed, 1 through to 11. When you join the business, you begin as a distributor with no rank. As your business volume grows, you rank advance to the next level. Take a look at the second last column where it says monthly income. Then move across and pay particular attention to level 4. The monthly average for this rank is $1,100. Level 5, $2,500. Level 6, $5,800. And level 7, $11,000. That's a lot of money right there in the beginning and middle of a network marketing compensation plan. And this is just one of the 8 ways we get paid. There are also Smart Start bonuses, generational matching bonuses, and a particularly awesome incentive for reaching Pro 7 in the company. See the jump between level 6 and level 7? That jump occurs because when you reach level 7 in this company, you are eligible to receive a 1% or a percentage share of 1% of global sales. Yes, you heard that correctly. By reaching the rank of Pro 7, you're not only able to get paid on the volume that goes through your business, but you also receive a percentage of global sales, which, as you can see, that makes a huge impact on the monthly average income at that level. If you're going to revolutionize your income, you need a fair and lucrative compensation plan. Ours has been voted as one of the industry's best by the Direct Selling Sales Association. And as you can see, it not only pays well at the top, but it also pays well in the beginning and middle areas of the compensation plan too. So let's go check those credentials. Remember the 4 key components of a great business opportunity? Let's see how we're tracking with those. So timing. We're at the forefront of nutrigenomics, the future of health and wellness. Statistically, the ground floor is 150,000 distributors per market, and we have 80,000 distributors worldwide. In Australia right now, there are about 1,000 active distributors, and Canada is about on par with that same rate. Do you think we have timing? Yeah, we do. And we can prove it by looking at the NASDAQ. Our ticker symbol is LFVN. So let's talk product. You saw the ABC News investigation. We have a natural product utilizing the knowledge learned through nutrigenomics, applying it in a way that positively biohacks our body. It's unique, it's backed by science and research. It has no competition. Do we have a great product? Hell yes, we do. And we have the studies on the National Institutes of Health to prove it. So let's talk compensation plan. People make money in network marketing. I can debate that all day long, but the issue is for a lot of companies, some guys are at the top making a couple of million while everyone else is making 20 bucks. And you've just seen our income disclosure sheet. In this company, the leadership position the money at the beginning and the middle stages as well as at the top. We have 8 ways to get paid each and every month and a bonus incentive of a percentage of global sales once you reach the level of Pro 7. Do we have a fair and lucrative compensation plan? Absolutely. And we have the income disclosure sheet to prove it. So the last thing is the mentorship. How do you build this business? Well, let's take a look at the mentorship and the system. In our company, we are very proud of the inclusive, supportive growth environment and culture that's been established. The beauty of our network marketing is that by helping team members achieve success, we also achieve success. It's honestly one of the best working environments I've ever had the privilege to be a part of. Over the last few years, I've had the honor of working with second to none leadership because we have full access to the leadership in this company. You have access. If you decide to build this, you have access to everything you need, to people who know where you're starting from and can help you get where you want to go. We have online weekly presentations, trainings, webinars, Facebook group support, full phone access, as well as local ground level support. So what's the system? Well, the system is to show the presentation 15 times a month or more. That's just to invite people to see the information, show the video, connect them to webinars, one-on-one in-person meetings, and or monthly group presentations. It's to connect them with a 3-way call. That's what constitutes a presentation, just connecting new people with this information. It's simple. The next thing is attending the trainings like they're non-negotiable. We have weekly online trainings and corporate events held locally and in various locations around the world. And the last thing is to give it 2 to 5 years. While you're still raising your kids, while you're still working your job, this is something you can add in, a plan B that could very well become your plan A. You see, people grossly underestimate what they can do in a year, and they grossly overestimate what they can do in a year, and they grossly underestimate what they can do in 2 to 5 years. So committing to this time frame is absolutely essential. And what happens is, as you share this information with others, some people decide they want to take the product as a customer. Well, that's great. Sign them up there on the spot from your phone. You only have to do this once. The product ships directly from the company to the customer's house. So you don't touch it. You don't handle any money, no delivery, no inventory, and no parties. And some people see this for exactly how big an opportunity it is, and they don't want to miss it. So they want to look at this as a business. Why wouldn't you? We've got revolutionary products. Protandim, which is the NRF2 you witnessed on the ABC News report, and its companion product, which is a full skincare system utilizing NRF2 activation for the skin. It's the ultimate in anti-aging defense. Now, we've also got a line for animals because they're our best friends. And guys, there are people who would put the health and wellness of their animals above their own personal health and wellness. Then we've got the Smart Energy line, which is absolutely phenomenal. The Axio is just as results orientated as what NRF2 and NRF1 are. And we also have the Smart Weight Loss Management System, which is Again, using the science learned through nutrigenomics to apply it in a very beneficial way to the body. But get this, guys, global spending on these markets, that's huge. Global spending on supplements, $200 billion. Skincare, $120 billion. Animals, $23 billion. Smart energy, $53 billion. Smart weight management, $162 billion. These are our markets. And we're at a company at the forefront of biohacking and nutrigenomics, strategically positioned to dominate in these markets. For someone wanting to join the business, it's $1,500 Canadian for a platinum pack. Now, of this, you get over $2,099 in value. But by far and large, the greatest value you're going to receive is through the mentorship, the support, the systems, the tools, the strategies that are already in place in this company. So the first thing we're going to do when you decide to join is we're going to help you find 3 people. Because for each person that you bring into the business, you receive a bonus back of $500. So by the time you find 3 people and bring them in with you, you've just earned a commission of $1,500, which at what point, what did you just do? You just paid off the credit card. That's huge. Now, after doing this for quite a while, I'm aware that some of you guys are sitting there seeing this opportunity and wanting to just jump in, but there's a part of you that feels like you just can't do it. You're not that person. And if you're doubting that you can actually do this, first of all, I would say, yes, you can. But second of all, I would say, listen, if you see this opportunity for what it is, if you want in, but you're just not sure, there is an option where you can sign in on a business pack and you can just simply connect your business partners with people that you know. Now, as those presentations are happening, if those people become customers or business builders, then they get enrolled underneath you. So you are not missing the opportunity to build a business. The people that you know have had the benefit of being able to be introduced to the products and the opportunity themselves. And the person who is working with you and sharing this information, your business partner, they don't miss out either because it's volume in addition to their business. It's a win-win-win situation. So just keep that in mind. But what I want to tell you right now, growth is happening so quickly. In the last 12 months, we have gone from 11 training facilities to 22 training facilities. We've gone from being open in 9 countries to now being open in 18 countries. We've gone from 10 pay grades in the company to now 11 pay grades or 12 pay grades in the company. And in the last 90 days, the stock has not doubled but tripled in value. So as you can see at LifeVantage, not only do we satisfy those 4 key components, we can literally prove everything. The timing, the product, the comp plan, and the mentorship, the system. So I'd like to finish up with an industry example of the power of momentum and being in the right place at the right time. Because you see, timing is the only key component that we've looked at tonight that gets worse, not better, with every passing day. You see, remember this graph from an earlier slide tonight, the S-curve that all companies go through, otherwise known as their growth curve chart? It starts on the ground floor, sales increase, and when it hits a critical tipping point, the company explodes into a concept called critical mass before finishing out there at the top in a phase we call stabilization. Now, during stabilization phase, you'll typically see a 2 to 7% growth. Well, I can get you that all day long, but you see that 80% growth in the middle there? I can't get you that. For those people who get that type of growth in their business, that's the type of growth where trust fund babies are created. And the company I'm going to use tonight to compare LifeVantage with, it's a company called Nu Skin. Now, I use it for 3 reasons. A, it's on the NASDAQ, so you can look it up and see the facts. B, it's a $2 billion company, so it's successful. And C, it's network marketing just like us. Well, you see, Nu Skin hit its tipping point for momentum and started the critical mass phase back in 1989. And at that time, a couple of key things occurred, which were, 1, the company was doing around $4 million a month in sales, and 2, the company had a 3% hyper-enroller rate. Now, a hyper-enroller is just someone who personally enrolls 10 people. So if you sign 10 people, you're considered a hyper-enroller. This is an important indicator that many companies will use to figure out when a company is going to shift into momentum. Amway, Nu Skin, Herbalife, their tipping point was approximately 3%. And this is considered the point you look for. Now, Nu Skin hit this $4 million mark and this $3 million, 3% hyper-enroller mark When they did that and they began their critical mass growth phase, their monthly sales grew in volume so much that 24 months later, they were doing $52 million a month. Would you like to catch that type of growth? Well, some people did, and there are lots and lots of stories, but my favorite is a couple called John and Giselle Sexsmith. They were making around $5,000 a month in the beginning of the critical mass phase. And when Nu Skin hit that $4 million mark and that 3% hyper enroller mark, their check grew from $5,000 to 24 months later, $140,000 per month. Today, if you research them, they're doing approximately $175,000 per month. Listen, guys, you can still join Nu Skin, Amway, and any other network marketing company in stabilization phase and make money. But you will never capture that type of growth. That type of growth occurs one time. You miss it and it's gone. So let's take a look at LifeVantage. We're also on the NASDAQ. So if you can check us out. LifeVantage today is doing around $206 million per month in sales, which for those of you who are fast at math, you'll realize that's more than $4 million per month. But what's so unique about your LifeVantage is that of that $206 million, about 80% comes strictly just from customers, not distributors. Only 20% comes from distributors. And guys, distributors are the ones who go out and build the business. So if you take 20% of $206 million, you'll see that we're actually sitting at a $3.5 million a month in sales. Nu Skin was about $4 million, and as far as our hyper enroller rate, a few months ago I was watching one of our company elites on stage. She was telling the audience, listen, you don't have time. She said our CEO had told her that LifeVantage was sitting at a 2.6 hyper enroller rate, but the CEO of the company then came on stage and told her that was old data. We've now shifted from a 2.6 to a 6. This company is set to revolutionize health and wellness, and it can also help you revolutionize your income. So my question to you is this. If you're at the beach out in the water and you see this massive wave coming, like directly at you, statistically going to hit you head on, and you know that you want to catch that wave, you want to ride it all the way to the shore. In order for you to do that, in order for you to catch that wave, what do you have to do? Something. You need to take action. You need to start paddling. You see, some of my friends, they wanted to wait. They wanted to wait to try the product. They want to wait to get the money together to join the business. They want to wait to find more time. They want to wait to see how I'm doing. And 3, nearly 4 years later, they're still waiting at their job, no plan B, and in most cases, they're still miserable and unhappy with their life, complaining. Me, I had no time, like no spare funds. I literally used my credit card to join and I had no idea what I was doing. But I saw the value in this product and I saw the opportunity in the business, and I knew I did not want to miss riding this wave. You see, Richard Branson, he describes opportunity like this. He says opportunity is going to hit you, never when it's convenient. It's going to hit you when your bank account is 0, when your time limit is maxed out. That's when opportunity hits you. And he's so right. You see, whenever you see an opportunity, you only have 2 options. Option 1 is you're going to create a business, setting a foundation in place that will maximize your ability to benefit from the critical mass phase, riding that wave all the way to shore. Not only taking care of you and your family right now, but taking care of generations and generations to come. Or option 2, you're going to miss this because you think you have time, but you'll spend every single day regretting knowing what you should have done. And if I have anything to say about it, I don't want to see anyone miss what we've got going on. So what I ask for you is to take a moment and consider the information that you've just seen. Do something for yourself today that your future self will thank you for. Please get back to the person who invited you to this information for more details on how to become a customer or business builder with LifeVantage.